Wait, stop. Never mind.
Justice arrives for one of the teenagers who was arrested for producing meth in Oswego a few months ago.
And 2 teenagers are charged with robbing a burned dairy after leaving their footprints in the snow.
Hello and welcome to WTOP 10 News. I'm Daniel Frome.
And I'm Victoria Diana. You're watching WTOP 10 News at 10.
Your news for Oswego and beyond starts now. One of the trio arrested in August for their alleged involvement in a meth-producing operation pleaded guilty to felony and misdemeanor of charges. The news came on Friday when one of his partners in the crime is slated to appear in court later this month.
Footprints in the snow led to 2 arrests in Hastings, New York. 17-year-olds Frank J. Burt and Jeremy L. Champney have been charged with first-degree robbery, second-degree robbery, and fourth-degree conspiracy after robbing a burned dairy. Oswego Sheriff deputies were able to find the culprits after tracking their footprints in the snow.
A new investigation is being launched in connection with the traffic scandal that's plaguing New Jersey Governor Chris Christie's administration. The head of the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey ordered an investigation to look into the actions of the agency's police. It comes following reports that officers told frustrated motorists stuck in traffic to direct their complaints to the mayor of Fort Lee. You'll recall several lanes were closed for the several days in September on the busy George Washington Bridge near Fort Lee. Creating gridlock traffic, several state officials are suspected of organizing the traffic mess to punish Fort Lee's mayor for not endorsing Christie in his re-election last November. Christie has said that no knowledge of any political scheme.
Earlier this evening, volunteer firefighters from several towns were called into a Phoenix house fire. The fire was reported at the 33 Elm Street residence around 5:30 p.m. No injuries have been reported.
Winter can be a tough season, but this year, with colder temperatures, snow in areas they don't normally see. Snowflakes.
A lot of folks just want these dreary days to go away, but there are ways to fight the winter blues. Here's Holly Furfer with today's Health Minute.
You love the cold and outdoor winter sports. You've got to admit this has been a tough season. Not only is it brisk outside, but shorter days and longer nights can bring on the blues. It's estimated at least 12 million Americans suffer from a type of depression called seasonal affective disorder, or SAD. Doctors say in severe cases, people with SAD become depressed. Many patients claim they just can't function. That's because the brain goes through a chemical imbalance due to a lack of sunlight, which can lead to a number of symptoms, such as fatigue, lack of energy, oversleeping, difficulty concentrating, and cravings for foods high in carbohydrates that can cause weight gain. There are ways SAD can be treated. Modify your diet and exercise more. There are specially designed light boxes that are used to treat those with SAD, and if the problem becomes serious, some doctors will recommend antidepressants or psychotherapy to help patients get through the dark days of winter. And be with family. Laughter and togetherness are great therapy for the winter blues. It's a perfect way to stay warm even if the temperatures outside are frigid. For today's Health Minute, I'm Holly Furfer.
If you hail from DeWitt and Manlius areas, you might be getting a welcomed increase in hometown justice. The DeWitt and Manlius Police Department have launched a combined vehicle accident investigation team, which will share resources and officers to hopefully bring savings for each department. The neighboring counties will share advanced training and equipment, such as laptops, software, and laser equipment. These teams will investigate serious or fatal vehicle crashes in the DeWitt and Manlius area.
Syracuse Mayor Stephanie Miner's plans for a new information technology system for the city have been halted. Due to Miners' opposition to Syracuse University's proposed new sports stadium, Counselor at Large Kathleen Joy has dropped her support for the upgraded IT system. Without Joy, Miner does not have enough votes to secure the approval for the new software system. The win would greenlight a $585,000 budget for a consultant to plan the system through Oracle Corp's PeopleSoft. The consultant's study would take multiple years. The final implementation of the system is projected at costing $5 million. Now we're going to take a look at the weather with meteorologist Rob Camille.
Well, thank you very much, Victoria, and good evening, Oswego. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Rob Camille here with a quick look at your forecast for your Monday overnight. Right now, outside the campus center here at SUNY Oswego, pretty quiet night so far. Just a couple passing clouds right now. Temperature sitting at 16 degrees here on the campus. Real feel, though, is at 7 degrees because of those winds out of the southeast at 5 miles an hour. But as you can see from our regional radar here, that storm system that we've been watching for the past couple days is starting to make its way into our area. It's moving into Cleveland and slowly making its way towards Buffalo. The snow is expected to be here into the overnight hours, into the early morning. The good news, though, it's not going to dump as much snow on us as we've seen in a couple of the past systems over the past couple of weeks. How much snow are we going to get, and how high are these temperatures going to climb with this mild air? Mild air in February. This is awesome. How high are these temperatures going to go? I'll have your full Storm Team 10 forecast coming up in a few minutes, but now I'm going to send it back over to the desk with Dan to Victoria for a look at more of your top stories.
Police shot and killed a man who attacked an officer with a meat cleaver today in Auburn. According to the Auburn Police Department's Captain David Del Fario, Jeffrey Harris, outside his estranged wife's house, charged towards the police and shouted, "I am going to kill you, you are going to die," before an officer fired 4 shots into the chest of Harris and he fell to the ground. The police were responding to a 911 call from Harris's wife, had called emergency services in response to her husband trying to break into her apartment. Harris was pronounced dead on the scene.
News for Stewart's fans. Stewart Shop is making its way into the Syracuse area. The Saratoga-based convenience store will be built on the corner of Morgan and Buckley Roads in the town of Clay, making it the first to appear in the Syracuse region. The Stewart store will be equipped with their own milk, eggs, coffee, and ice cream, as well as other food products. For beer fans, the Clay Stewarts will include a beer cave for the first of its kind, which will contain a variety of beers in a walk-in cooler. The opening date is yet to be announced. Coming up after the break, we will have your full weather forecast with Rob Camille.
And it's President's Day. How did you celebrate? Stay tuned. You're watching WTOP 10 News at 10.
G-Morning, sunshine. Wakey, wakey. Text me back.
You can figure out Jody's gonna be.
Hey, did you tell your parents about us? Let's skip first period together. Did you get all my texts? Is practice over yet? Where are you at? Are you with your friends? That's L-A-A-A-M-M-E-E-E. Capital X, lowercase o, capital X, lowercase o.
I love you. JK. I hate you. JK.
Are you ignoring me?
We're in a huge fight right now.
Is this something I did?
I can see your lights on. I'm coming
This
over.
isn't a
What'd you
joke.
dream about? Me?
Here's my number.
I'm lonely. Holla back. Holla back. Let's try something new. Nude pics. Send me some. Text me.
Just about 10 minutes past 10 in the evening. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Storm Team 10 meteorologist Rob Camille here with a full look at your forecast for Oswego County and the rest of central New York. Taking a look outside the campus center right now, we've gone up a degree in temperature over the past few minutes. 17 degrees is where the mercury sits right now. Real feel still at 7 degrees, a little bit of a breeze out of the east at 7 miles an hour. Right now, partly cloudy skies over the campus center, but as we go through the night tonight, that is going to change a little bit in the form of another winter weather system. As we take a look at the rest of your temperatures around the state, for the most part, it's pretty cold no matter where you go. Warm spot, New York City at 30 degrees, but as you go up the Hudson, we hit 12 degrees in Poughkeepsie, 13 in Albany, 14 in Syracuse, and in Rochester. But as soon as you hit the North Country, oh, it's cold. Just looking at those, it just makes me feel cold in the studio. 1 degree in Plattsburgh, 3 below in Glens Falls, and our cold spot 5 below in Watertown. So needless to say, the North Country is going to be pretty chilly as far as your overnight goes. Look at your top weather headlines. We've got more snow coming tonight into tomorrow. The good news is not that much expected in the way of accumulation. And here's even better news. Slightly warmer, and I'm stressing that slightly part, but it's going to feel a lot warmer. These temperatures are coming midweek, starting on Wednesday, getting into your Thursday and your Friday, but it does come with a price, and that is the fact that we don't know exactly when the sun's going to come out again. It's going to be cloudy, chance of precipitation all 3 days for the remainder of your week, starting tomorrow, going into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So next time we see the sun, who knows? But hey, at least it'll be warm. I'll get to that in just a little bit. Right now, at your regional radar, the storm system moving into the Great Lakes region, coming into the Cleveland and Buffalo metro areas. It's going to be here throughout the overnight into the early part of tomorrow morning. Tonight, chance of snow is going to increase as we go to your 3-4 o'clock hour. It's going to be a little bit on the breezy side as well. Winds out of the northeast to the east, 10 to 20 miles an hour, occasionally gusting a little bit higher than that, up to 30. Your low tonight, 16 degrees, and that snow is going to start and it's going to continue through your day tomorrow. As you can see here, most of the snow centered on central New York all the way east into New England. That low pressure system is going to track eastward from the Great Lakes over southern New England onto the eastern and northern shores of Long Island. Most of the heaviest snow is going to be concentrated in the capital region, the Hudson Valley, east into New England, into southern New Hampshire, and into coastal Maine. So we've dodged a bullet pretty much for this winter weather event. As you can see here, total accumulations for this storm, areas that are shaded in white, that's really south of the Syracuse metro area, you're looking at about 3 to 6 inches of snow from this storm. Up here in Oswego, we're looking at maybe 1 to 3, possibly 2 to 4 in some spots where that snow is a little bit more persistent. Now, as we take a look at your day planner tomorrow, 25 degrees, waking up with myself and Dan I for top in the morning, your Tuesday morning news here in Oswego. Snow showers and a little bit of wind as well. That wind is going to stick around from 8 o'clock right on through to your lunch hour. Temperature, though, is going to warm up to 31 by midday. And as we go through the night tomorrow, we're going to hit your high of 32 by around 4 o'clock into 5 o'clock. The wind starts to die down and the clouds start to move out by tomorrow night. Mostly cloudy. It's clearing later on. It's really the clouds are going to stick around for the early part, and as we go into your overnight, they're going to clear out, but not entirely. Your low tomorrow night, 26 degrees, so it is getting warmer. That's the good news. The wind dies down out of the south at 5 to 10 miles an hour. Now, here's your setup for this midweek warm-up that we were talking about. This cold air that we've been experiencing is moving off into the Canadian Maritimes. This Arctic cold air machine that we've had from Canada that's bringing us all this cold air into the Great Lakes region has been shut off proverbially for a little bit, which means all this warm air from the Pacific Ocean comes across the country and into our area. Along with that, we've also got warmer air coming up from the Gulf of Mexico. So those two warm air masses converging on the northeast is going to bring some early spring-like temperatures to the central New York area. How warm is it going to get? Well, let's take a look at your 5-day forecast. The only other cold day we have this week, tomorrow, 32 degrees for your high. But as we go into your Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, look at that, folks. 40 degrees in February. 40 degrees is going to seem like Florida compared to what we've been experiencing for the past couple of weeks. But the only problem is we're going to see a chance of rain all 3 days throughout that 40-degree period. So it's going to get pretty warm, but the rain's going to stick around as well. And by your weekend, the sky starts to clear up, but it starts to feel a little bit colder once again. And that's your forecast.
It's almost sad that it's only 44 degrees, but it's going to feel so
It's
warm.
going to feel so good.
Especially after today.
I'm willing to bet that a lot of people are going to walk around in shorts this week. If it wasn't raining, I would say it's going to seem like shorts weather compared to what we've been
I'll
having.
try to wear my flip-flops, to be honest.
Well,
yeah.
Just make sure that your feet don't get wet with all the melting snow that we've had.
Well, I just got to say, I come from Potsdam, so which is, like the northest you can go.
Yeah.
But even so, it's been bitter on campus.
Oh, yeah, it's been
yeah.
awful. Wind chills have been below 0 at times, getting into the negative 10s on some nights with that especially cold air. The snow's been nonstop. I can't remember a winter here in Oswego that we've had more snow than this one. It's
Every
like,
day.
yeah, it's like everybody's like, oh, it's going to snow in Oswego. And the first 2 years I was here, no, not really. And this year, yeah, I understand what you're saying now.
It was
Same
pretty
here,
mild
absolutely.
until
There's
now.
always rumors about the snow, like, being drastic. And the first 2 years, I was like, it's okay. And now it's just like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's been bad. But thankfully, this week we're going to get a little break, and it's going to be a little bit warmer. So
Thankfully.
it'll be really, really nice.
Beautiful.
compared to what we've been seeing.
Thankfully.
I think we're all ready for some spring.
Yeah.
I would have to agree with you there.
All right, and now let's take a look at your state news.
Governor Cuomo has announced that New York State will be bringing back college courses for prison inmates, hoping that this will cut down on convicts reoffending and landing a place back behind bars. A small program called Bard College Initiative provides community college-level courses to convicts across 6 state prisons. Cuomo's aides say that the reoffending rate after the BARDS program was 4% compared to 40% without. The state will soon send out requests for proposals to education associations that provide college professors and classes that are interested in running the program.
If it were up to the Upstate Conservative Coalition, SUNY Oswego would be part of New Amsterdam. The Tea Party-style group proposed the upstate New York secession from the city and its surrounding counties last month. The idea doesn't include the splitting of New York into 2 separate states, but rather one state controlled by 2 autonomous regional governments. Albany resident and member of the group, John Bergener, states the proposal comes from differing ideologies and political standpoints, including the high-profile hydraulic fracturing debate. The idea could be adopted in a state constitutional convention, the next of which is slated for November 2017.
An Ethiopian flight en route to Rome was hijacked by the co-pilot yesterday, who then flew to the country of Geneva in order to seek asylum. The pilot took control of the flight when his co-pilot went to the restroom. The co-pilot, who is unnamed, barricaded the door from the inside and then redirected the flight from Rome to Geneva. When he arrived, the local police arrested the co-pilot immediately. While none of the passengers were harmed on the flight, the man's motives for hijacking the plane in the first place are still unknown. President's Day is a day to commemorate our past leaders, but the chatter seems to be more about current and future commanders-in-chiefs.
Karen Kifaf reports from Washington.
Every day is a President's Day of sorts in the nation's capital, but Monday was a day to reflect upon admired leaders of the past, like Washington and Lincoln.
I think he demonstrated a kind of leadership that we just don't see in most of our other presidents.
And those of more recent years.
Bill Clinton. Gotta go with Bill Clinton. He's just brilliant.
JFK, because he did a lot for this country and trying to move us forward to a more peaceful place.
On the 6th President's Day since President Obama took office, his poll numbers are near the lows of his presidency. In a CNN average of national polls tracking the president's approval rating, 42% of Americans say he's doing a good job. 53% disapprove of how he's handling it. His wife, however, is faring better. In a Siena College survey of U.S. First Ladies, historians and presidential scholars put Michelle Obama at number 5, behind Eleanor Roosevelt, Abigail Adams, Jackie Kennedy, and Dolly Madison. Hillary Clinton came in at number 6, but she's mulling different polls lately, those that put her at the front of the Democratic pack for the 2016 White House nomination. Recent CNN polling of the GOP field finds the party more splintered on a frontrunner, especially in the wake of New Jersey Governor Chris Christie's Bridgegate. Even 2 years out, a lively debate over who will take the spot as the nation's 45th president and a place in history on a future President's Day. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
When we come back, we will have all your latest sports news.
Stay tuned, you're watching WTOP 10 News.
Hey guys, this is my teenage friend Fred.
Rad! Hey pal, you want to pay attention to the road?
Relax, man, I got it.
Look, my man, if your bad driving gets me killed, you better hope you die too, or I will haunt you silly. And I'm not just gonna float over your bed like, woo! I'm gonna be making a more annoying noise, like, ah! And instead of wearing those long white robes, I think I'll wear something more form-fitting and upsetting. The other ghosts will look and be like, wow, we've never seen that before.
Hi, I'm CNN's Rob Marciano, and you're watching WTOP 10, your television station.
Take my hand and start a brand new day. And together as one we'll start to see some change.
Underneath everything we are, underneath everything we do, we are all people. Connected, interdependent, united. And when we reach out a hand to one, we can influence the condition of all. That's what it means to live united.
SUNY Oswego Metro Center is offering 2 new programs in March, aimed at helping participants gain successful personal work relationships through improving communication skills.
The programs include cultivating positive attitudes and emotions and relationships, building through assertive communication. They will be held on March 6th and March 17th from 6 to 8:30 p.m. at the Metro Center in downtown Syracuse. Now let's take a look at your sports with Tanner Stewart.
It's Monday, and you know what that means. Oswego has named its Athletes of the Week. Honors go out to Melissa Seamount of the women's ice hockey team and Brandon Condon of the men and women's track and field team. Seamount had quite the impressive weekend, scoring 4 goals in a weekend sweep over Utica. Her 2 goals in Saturday's game proved to be the deciding factor as Oswego escaped with a 2-1 victory. Condon had quite the impressive showing himself, placing 4th out of 73 participants in the 200-meter dash at the Bomber Invitational held in Ithaca. Condon ranks in the top 10 for the 200-meter dash within the SUNYAC Conference. Congratulations, athletes, and good luck moving forward. The Oswego men's ice hockey team dropped 2 games this weekend against Brockport. The Lakers were unable to complete a late-game comeback as they fell 3-2 at home Saturday against Brockport. Brockport jumped down to a quick 2-0 lead, but the Lakers would answer back with a goal by Chris Waterstreet. Brockport scored the dagger with 4:02 left in the second period. Oswego would try to pull off the comeback, scoring a late goal in the third period, narrowing the deficit to 1, but they were unable to score again. Oswego will fall to 16-5-2 overall. The Lakers will travel to Potsdam to finish out their season. The game starts Friday at 7 p.m.
Just being out here with all these great athletes and playing in front of a great crowd in New Orleans, and then the game got competitive. I think as athletes we all want to make the game competitive, especially as an all-star game.
And those were the words of 2014 All-Star Game MVP Kyrie Irving. New Orleans was host to the 63rd annual NBA All-Star Game on Sunday. The best players in their respective conferences went head-to-head in an exhibition game. This contest proved to have everything except for defense. This All-Star Game was the highest scoring game in all of All-Star Game history. The East came from 18 down to win 163-155. Cavaliers point guard Kyrie Irving took home MVP honors. The former Duke star poured in 31 points while contributing 14 assists as well. Standout performances also came from the likes of Kevin Durant, LeBron James and Blake Griffin. The NBA regular season returns from its short break tomorrow with games starting at 7 p.m. The Syracuse Orange look to extend their undefeated streak to a perfect 25-0 against NC State. Early in the game, Rakeem Christmas throws it down with a dunk over the NC State defense. A couple of possessions later, again we see Christmas, this time with the emphatic jam. Syracuse getting some early game momentum that they would much need. And now we take you to the final seconds of the second half. Christmas gets the steal, advances it to freshman point guard Tyler Ennis, who then gives it to senior C.J. Fair to put the Orangemen up 1. And then, final play for NC State to try to end Syracuse undefeated season. Guard T.J. Warren hoists up a last-second shot, but it is no good. Syracuse improves to a perfect 25-0 with a win over NC State.
Thank you, Tanner. Coming up after the break, Jimmy Fallon debuts on the East Coast.
And J.K. Rowling plans to publish a second book. We will have that all more. Stay tuned.
Everyone has friends. There's online friends. Friends to go out with on a Saturday night. Friends to hang out with and do nothing. Friends who show up on moving day. And then there are the friends who'll be there if someone is dealing with a mental illness. Are you one of those friends?
Teaching a kid football is one thing. Keeping a kid in school, that's the name of my game. My name is LaDainian Thomason. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
Something straight out of the movies. Nike is planning to make self-tying shoes similar to the ones seen in the film Back to the Future 2. The sneaker magazine Soul Collector reports Nike designer Tinker Hatfield confirmed the news during an appearance at Jordan's brand's Flight Lab in New Orleans last week. You may remember Michael J. Fox's Back to the Future character, Marty McFly, wore self-tying Nike mags in the movie during the year 2015. Soul Collector reports Nike's real-life self-tying shoes are also slated to come out in 2015. Back in 2011, Nike released limited edition mags on eBay, but the shoes didn't have the lace-up technology. It's unclear if Nike plans to keep the mags name for the new sneakers. But needless to say, great Scott.
After 42 years on the West Coast, The Tonight Show will debut where it began, in New York. And a nod to the show's 60-year history, the show will air from the same studio Johnny Carson used at the Rockefeller Center. Comedian Jimmy Fallon is taking over the show from Jay Leno, who hosted it for 22 years. Fallon's guests tonight include Will Smith and U2. Other guests expected this week are Jerry Seinfeld, Lady Gaga, Kristen Wiig, and Michelle Obama. Now let's take a look at your weather with meteorologist Rob Camille.
Well, thank you very much, Victoria. Taking a look at your class cast here.